Personally, I'm fine. As you can see, the weather in Nairobi is also fantastic. And ladies and gentlemen, there are about three things which I want to talk about today. Uh, One is about the reshufflement of the cabinet secretary, which has been trending online for the I don't know for the past 2 weeks. Now, I've seen several people suggesting that Winnie Odinga, Ida Odinga are likely to be a other beneficiaries of the reshufflement which is currently looming. Now, if you ask me, Winnie can make it to the cabinet because she has got qualities. Remember the other day, the Luo elders just said that she has got UOG, which means that she has possessed leadership qualities. So making it to the cabinet secretary position will be something very easy for her. In fact, during the burial of her father, many people really recommended the way she was addressing herself, the way she was giving the speech, and so many other things. People didn't know that Winnie was also that good in uh, uh, in giving speeches. You know, earlier before we have never seen Winnie in a serious public platform like the one we had for the burial of his father. So people thought that she was not that fit to maybe hold maybe a big position. But after the burial, that's when now people realize that oh, Kumbe Winnie also has got the qualities that the father have. Now, if you look at people are also suggesting that Mama Ida Odinga is also likely to make it to the cabinet. The only problem that people are having is that they're not sure whether she's going to accept the position because you see, she appears as if she doesn't maybe like engaging in political things. Or be that she was someone who loved politics. I'm very sure that she would have already joined politics long time ago. But now maybe due to situations, it will force her to join politics. Because remember, the husband they used to really to love politics. He shaped the political he shaped the political line of Kenya. So you must just have someone to replace the husband. Now, if you look at things like how do you things like leadership positions, if you look at Ida Odinga, she qualifies because I've been paying very close attention to the speeches that she has been giving before, and she's very fluent, very eloquent, such that remember she was a teacher. Teachers are normally very eloquent. They speak very nicely. They speak eloquently. So maybe the problem that you are only going to have maybe is the consent. The consent is the only problem that you are having. But I'm very sure that if she's approached the correct way, she's going to accept that leadership position. Now, another thing which also people are so much bothered about is about the ODM leadership. Remember, yes, just a day after Raila had, just some few hours after Raila Odinga had passed, uh, passed away. Remember, Odinga was nominated as he was nominated as the acting leader of ODM party. So to me, if you ask me, Odinga is fit for that position. In fact, I just listened to the speeches that he was giving yesterday. They were not bad. It was good. Odinga is a very good leader. But suppose that remember he's just acting. So let's say, for example, one day he wakes up and say that no longer want to lead ODM. Who do you think that maybe can take that leadership position uh, from him? Rather, who can lead ODM? To me, if you ask me, the first person that I can suggest is James Agri Orengo. See, Orengo is also a very shrewd politician who is also known well to Kenyans. Orengo has done several things. And remember, he has been the one who has been working very closely with Baba for all those years. Yes, in 2027, Orengo was with him, 2013 and 2017 and so forth. Orengo was there. And in fact, at some point, when Orengo alleges that he was willing to vie for the presidency, but now that he was a friend of Raila, he couldn't compete with his friend who was the Raila. So now that Raila is no more, I think that maybe another person who also fit to maybe carry the flag of ODM is Orengo. In the event that Orengo doesn't want any leadership position to do with the ODM, the next person who I think again can take that role is a the next person who can take that role, according to me, if you ask me, is there's this gentleman. Remember, okay, Sifuna can also take that leadership role, but the problem is age factor. Most people think that when you're young, you can't manage to lead properly. They're suggesting that if you're young, you're likely to make huge mistakes, which can be made by another, which can be easily prevented when such like position are being held by someone maybe who is a little bit old, like let's for example 50 years old. So if you look at someone like Sifuna, he's only about he's yet even to reach 50 years old. So that means that he's still young. So he's also fit for that position. We also have several leaders. There are so many. Even of Wanda has also been working very closely with Raila. So if you ask me, he can also take up that position role, leadership position, leadership of ODM. Remember, uh, he used to be a minority leader in the National Assembly, and when the broad-based government was brought in, uh, Raila Odinga decided to nominate him, rather to suggest him as the one who is fit for that position, the position of cabinet secretary for energy. So he has been someone who has been working very closely with Raila Odinga. He has always stood with him. In fact, during demos, I used to hear the kind of speeches he used to make in parliament. They were somehow, at one point, everything he used to say was to defend about Baba. So that also gives him, that also makes him someone who can be trusted with that party of ODM. And another thing is that one day, the only problem he has is that he has not worked about popularity. Most people doesn't know him the way people know Zorengo. But I'm very sure that's something that he can improve on. So the individuals that I'm mentioning, that the ones who are likely to inherit Raila Odinga's supporters. Remember, the members of ODM, they were saying that now that Raila left us in broad-based government, this means that we are supposed to be in broad-based government and up to like we are supposed to remain in broad-based government, we're not supposed to leave it. So that means that even coming 2027, Raila Odinga supporters like me, we are supposed to rally behind President William Ruto. Okay, which makes sense, but it's going to depend the kind of candidates we are going to have coming 2027. But as of now, I can tell you that people from Nyanza, they're already they're almost falling for William Ruto. I can assure you that. Remember the kind of help that William Ruto offered to the family when Raila Odinga died. Look at that crowd. It would have not been possible to be managed by Raila Odinga's family alone. Even if we were to combine the governors for ODM and all the members of parliament, still they could have managed to manage that crowd. It was huge. It was very, very, very huge. So you see, it tries to a level whereby um, it raised to a level whereby they couldn't manage to use the police only to control the crowd. They had to seek for the support of GSU to also to help in controlling the crowd because the crowd was so many and the people. So let's assume that Raila was not in the government. Where could have you got the GSU officers? It would have been impossible. But now it was due to help of William Samoei Ruto that he got the GSU deployed to control the crowd. It was crazy. In fact, from the way they were saying actually they were going to say that they were supposed to move the body of Raila Odinga by road, ferry him by the road from Kisumu to Bondo. It was totally impossible because I'm very sure that on the way there, it was going to attract several crowds, ending up blocking the way. Remember, there is a Busia from that way that leads to Busia. So I'm very sure that people could have waited for him on the road. People from Vihiga could have stand maybe in Vihiga waiting for him. The Masini University students could have stand on the way waiting for him. There in Rivayala, the residents from there could have also stand waiting for him. So by the time we will be reaching in Bondo, it would have really taken a long time. So imagine coming up decisions like maybe flying him to Bondo. It was not something which was easy. It was not a decision which was easy to make without the help of the state. So you see, with all this said, now that those are some people used to love Raila so much. So majority of supporters, as we are speaking, just know that from their heart, they know that William Ruto really helped them. And coming 2027, even those who used to hate him, I'm very sure that this time round they're likely to give him something. Now, again, there's something I also want to talk about. I've seen people making they're producing some videos. Uh, Another they are mocking um, how Raila there's remember Raila Junior is having some sort of deformity. So you see people online they're making some videos trying to mimic how he look like, whether they're laughing at him. To me, if you ask me, it's not so good to mock an abnormality. Remember, even you can just wake up in the morning and then find that maybe the whole of your body is swollen. An abnormality is something which is not supposed to be laughed. So to me, I don't think that's a good trend. Let's not mock abnormality. Let's, in fact, we should even be because if somebody destroy the image of someone, I'm very sure that right now, wherever the Raila Junior is currently in, uh, like he's really stressed up about his look because TikTok. If you go to TikTok just a few days after the burial of Raila Odinga, every story there was about Raila Junior. Everyone there was mocking him. So my urge to Kenya just not to stop mocking abnormalities because you never know. You see, most of us are still young. The people there in the TikTok are still young. Abnormalities are there; they are inheritable. So uh, laughing at someone is having an abnormality to me is no. Let's just stop it, please. Another thing which also caught my attention was about the clip that was circulating online about the Nyeri governor Mutahi Kahiga. It's a statement that he made claiming that that was appearing as if he was mocking the death of Raila Odinga. To me, if you look at that clip, if you look at that clip, um, if you ask me about the clip, I will tell you that it was not good. No matter, remember, politicians are normally political enemy, but you should not to be an enemy to an extent whereby they're wishing someone to die. It was not a good picture. to see that clip and trending, and the main message there was appearing as if he was laughing at Raila Amolo Odinga. So if you ask me, it's something which will not continue. Let's not laugh at. Let's not make fun of death. That is something which is somehow which is painful to experience. Maybe even last year when there were some bloggers that were generating an AI image whereby they were placing the president in a coffin. You see even how the president talked about it. It's not a pretty thing to play with death. I personally, me, I don't support someone uh, who is mocking, rather, who is mocking someone for his or her death. Remember, I was saying at the reason why the Mount Kenya has been done because William Samoei Ruto was working there with Raila Odinga. So most of the resources were going to Luonyang because they were now close allies. So he was claiming that now Mount Kenya was forgotten. So the thing is, Mount Kenya has benefited, by the way, from so many presidents. You remember we had Uhuru Kenyatta, we had Mwai Kibaki. There in Luonyanza, we never had any president before. So in fact, it's the most. If you look at it, it's the most undeveloped area, that you're speaking. So let's be very careful when we're making statements about, especially about that. Guys, those are the only things which I want to talk about. So today, please bye bye until next time. This is Paul Cody.